Hey,
Yeah,
I got the restream thing working.
cool. So I guess we're ready, I think. Yeah, I see video on the marathon. Just gonna have my splits up, I guess. Be ready for the 39.
Yeah. Good luck, dude.
Alright, thanks. Alright. Then I just need to count down whenever I'm ready. So I'm ready now, so let's do the countdown. I'm gonna go from 5. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Woo!
Right, do you just want me to explain some stuff? Basic
Um,
stuff.
well, first, I'm Whitepaaws, and you are?
I'm Tip.
Alright, so yeah, this is Crash Bandicoot 1. This is the any percent category, which means we're just gonna beat the game as fast as possible. So yeah, if you wanna take on and explain the stuff.
Yeah. So what he's just doing there is a death abuse. And the reason you death abuse is because if you die after a checkpoint in this game, it skips a cutscene at the end of the level that tells you how many boxes you missed. So you do that in almost every level except some certain levels, which we'll explain later. So yeah. This is done at specific checkpoints in some levels because it also happens to reset the cycles.
Yep. That was also about Insanity Beach. Let's go. Yeah, 53. Alright. So, yeah, the fastest way of movement in this game, I guess.
Yeah, so what he's doing right now is called zigzagging. You can see he's sort of wiggling about. And you can do that by just alternating diagonals on the D-pad. So right now he's going forward, so he's alternating up left and up right. And if he was going sideways, it'd be up and down.
Yep.
It saves time. It makes Crash go faster for whatever reason. It's a thing in Crash 1, 2, and 3. But it's done generally a lot more in this game because it doesn't have a slide.
Yeah, in the PAL version, zigzagging like barely works.
Yeah, a lot of PAL runners will just walk, but zigzag does still work on PAL. It's just you have to do it much better for it to really do anything.
Yeah, like all 3 versions of this game are very different.
Yeah, they really are.
So NTSCU is actually faster for any percent, but NTSCJ is faster for 100%.
Yeah. Yeah, people used to think that NTSCJ was faster for this, but it turned out that death abusing and skipping the cutscene at the end is like it's just always faster, pretty much always faster than having to watch the death abuse screen, or not the death abuse screen, the box screen every time on NTSCJ, because death abusing to skip the cutscene at the end doesn't work on the Japanese version, so you don't even really death abuse on the Japanese version if you run that for any percent.
Yep.
So yeah, if you're looking to run this category, then try and get NTSCU. But it's not the end of the world if you only have J for whatever reason. And that right there was spin invincibility. He did a spin on the top of that spike so he could jump off it and go over it. Spin invincibility is used quite a lot in this game. You'll see it more in the later levels. But with that spike specifically, you can spin on it, but you have to jump off it as soon as possible or else you'll die to it.
This isn't even ahead of my PV. God. Oh well. 6 seconds.
So if you
okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Sorry, no.
Okay. So if you still haven't really understood what zigzagging is, you'll really see it in this level. If you've played this game casually, you'll know that that boulder is pretty much on your tail for the entire level. But if you do zigzag, then you can gain quite a lot of distance from the boulder. Like already, you can see he's getting quite far away from it.
Yep.
So you can see how much zigzag really saves. And just think of this like throughout the entire run. And there's another death abuse.
Yeah, we pretty much death abuse in every level for the exception of 2, really? 3, well, I guess. So...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll explain those when we get to them.
Will I be ahead? Nope, probably not. Oh no, I'm 0.0 behind. Alright, so this is upstream, or the reset point in all categories.
Yeah. No one likes this level.
Yeah, it's literally the worst level in the game. Not really. But it's like
Yeah,
up there.
Yeah, it definitely is.
So this level has a trick called a double jump. I'm gonna try to do one, because why not? But if I fail it, I'm not gonna go for it again.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, people usually don't go for double jumps in marathons, so that should give you an idea of how tricky they can be. They're not like TAS only or anything like that. They're definitely doable.
I got it, let's fucking go.
Nice, so yeah, that was a double jump. You have 3 frames for it, and it's pretty precise to do.
Yeah, it's really hard.
And Whitepaaws does an interesting setup for it that's different from everyone else, I think.
Yeah. I couldn't get it with like the setup that Tet and Koji and Burgerlands use. I had to figure out my own setup. But yeah, this is Papu, first boss fight of the game. Bye, Papu. Bosses in this game are really, really easy. Like, they are basically auto-scrollers with the exception of one.
Yeah. Yeah, bosses in this game are generally points where you can just chill. Take a breather.
I got the cycle at the beginning, which is cool. If you zigzag like hard enough, you can skip those cycles.
Yeah, that first cycle on this level is a really good example of like a zigzag heavy cycle.
Yep. I guess like cycles in this game can be like there's 2 types of cycles basically. So there's like local cycles and there's global cycles. Most of these boulders, like rolling stones or whatever, are local cycles. That means that they start triggering once Crash hits a certain position. And global cycles are cycles that are like continuously working from the start of the game. So say cycles, like while I'm in this level, cycles in Native Fortress, which is a level like 2, like after this one, after Hog Wild, are already working. So, yep.
Yeah.
Death are using also setups for resetting the cycles, which is cool. Convenient.
Yeah. The second jump in a double jump is a sub jump shadow, so it's just a double jump.
Yep.
Yeah, it's cool. So yeah, in this level he's gonna actually not death abuse. This is the first level we won't death abuse on, because it turns out that it's actually slower to death abuse here. So what we do instead is we just break every box in the level except for one, so that only one box drops on his head at the end, so the cutscene is as short as possible.
Yep, the cutscene is also RNG, so yes.
Yeah, Crash will do this thing where he looks at the wall, and if he looks at the wall more than more than once, then you got bad luck. It's a really stupid thing they programmed into the game.
Let's see if I get Spike Leech, I swear.
Oh,
Okay, no, we're good. Spike Leech is basically, yeah, fear. Spike Leech is basically the last spike on the left. It doesn't really matter if you press right from the earliest frame possible, it still kill you. So,
yeah.
that's funny. Alright, so, I guess... Yeah, I guess we haven't really explained sub jumps, have we? No. I mean, I'm doing one in this level, so might as well.
Yeah, a submarine jump is basically you spin as you're falling off a ledge, and then if you press jump after the spin animation finishes, then you can get what basically looks like a mid-air jump. It's a really cool technique in this game.
I'm not gonna be able to catch this cycle. Okay, I was not expecting that. I was expecting the fire to trigger. That's why I waited a little bit. It's fine. That's not gonna cost me time at all.
No.
So that's a sub jump.
Yeah, really cool technique. There's a lot of different applications of them throughout the game.
And
a lot of them are on Island 3, though.
Yeah, a lot of them are close to the end. This is also an out of bounds.
Yeah, this level has lots of cool stuff.
It just depends, like, since I didn't get the cycle I was hoping to get, I just do the out of bounds, because otherwise I would not. Cycles line up very well if you are able to catch a cycle that I missed.
Yeah, so you won't see people go for that every single time.
Yeah. It really just depends.
Here's the death abuse. This death abuse, this is a good example of death abusing on a specific checkpoint to get specific cycles.
Yep.
Because all these cycles here are really good after he dies there.
These are fun. This is a really, really, really good Island 1.
Damn.
This is gonna be a sub 1020, I think.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, 1019. Wow.
Nice.
That's insane.
Nice.
So I'm 2 seconds behind my PB, which is fine. That's really good, honestly.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
I guess, yeah, world record for this game is 40-20.
Yeah, by Whitepaaws himself.
Yeah. I got it after, like, the worst grind ever, but...
It's worth it.
Yeah.
This level's evil, by the way.
Yep. It tends to drop a lot of your inputs.
Oh, yeah.
So we're really... Like, I said I got past Island 1, I'm sorry, no, we're still on Island 1.
Yeah. Yeah, Crash 1 runners refer to a thing called Extended Island 1, where the early levels in Island 2 feel like Island 1.
Yeah. These next 3 levels are probably like the hardest part of the run. Like, Up the Creek, Lost City, and Temples.
Yeah. Yeah, Lost City is also evil.
Yeah. By the way, I death abused in the first checkpoint because that sets up cycles perfectly for Lost City, which is low afterwards. Also, I like when people sell stuff outside of my house, yes, and I can barely hear the game. Alright, so, yeah, that was Up the Creek. That went well, so I should be able to get good cycles if I don't screw up. Reaper, which is like... yeah.
Yeah. Just because the cycles are constantly moving as long as you're not paused or in a loading screen.
Yep. And, well, Reaper is really easy, like, it's... Yep, like, there's really not much, just damage abuse and whatnot. Oh, I died, no, I did not.
Yeah, it's a cool swag that you can do.
Alright, Lost City. These will define the fate of the run.
Yeah, so in this level he's gonna get the green gem, and what that means is that he has to break all the boxes and not die past the checkpoint. If he were to die past the checkpoint, he'd have to exit back to the map and then re-enter the level, because that's how getting gems in this game works. This is the only gem you have to get in the run, but
Yeah,
dying at
100%
the end
is...
can lose 2 minutes.
That's why 100% is so brutal for this game. Because you
Yeah.
die once and it's like over, basically.
Yeah, it doesn't help that this level is one of the hardest in the run. You have to do it without dying in any percent.
Pullboard jumps.
Yeah, pull board jumps. That's when he's jumping in the wall. Or jumping as those platforms in the wall. It's a 3-frame trick, give or take. It's pretty tricky, and you also have to do it when Crash is, like, turning around. Because you have to go in the other direction for the next platform.
Ooh, okay. That's a little bit sketchy, but we're good.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks, Shadow. I completely forgot to mention. The reason you get the green gem is so you can skip castle machinery. A little green gem platform appears, and you can just skip right to the end. It's nice that you can do that because castle is a really, really long level.
Dude, I'm ahead of my
Pretty
PV.
Nice.
See, this is casual 39 coming up.
Oh yeah, I figured this would happen.
1.4 ahead. That was basically a perfect Lost City. I was really scared, honestly, because if you died, you lose 7 trillion years.
Yeah, approximately. Yeah, they moved the green gem to Hogweld on the Japanese version, so people running J version get it there instead.
Yeah, we'll see. This level is also really bad, though. Like, yeah, when I was grinding for the record, this level was really evil. Also, invisible push, no.
Yeah, this level is filled with all sorts of garbage. When he rides these circular platforms, there's sometimes this thing we call the invisible push, where Crash just gets pushed off by some invisible wall. It doesn't always happen, though. It's really weird. I don't even know if anyone has an explanation for it.
Yeah, not really. I don't know. It just happens. It also happens in upstream skip runs.
Yeah.
Oh boy, we are out of temples with a good run.
Oh man. We're off Extended Island 1.
Yeah, alright, so this is where Extended Island 1 ends. And we're actually going to Island 2 now. Woo!
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I mean, it's like, honestly, it's pretty hard for me to get up here with this, considering like all my time save is at the beginning, so only being a second ahead means that I cannot. I don't know. It's just gonna be really hard because my end game is pretty strong.
Yeah, recently this game has gotten quite optimized. Oh yeah, I guess I could explain Flame Skip. So near the end of the last level, Temple Ruins, he was able to skip the flame cycle by going on the right side of the flame. You can only go on the right side of the flame, pretty much, to skip the fire. It's not the most precise thing in the world, but
It's pretty precise.
yeah, it's really easy to mess up. But yeah, if you just land on the right side of the flame, you can avoid the fire. And in bridge levels, if there's a spot where there's a little gap between the brown boards that fall when you step on them, you can just walk across them.
Alright, this is also one of the most important levels in the run, Boulder Dash, although it doesn't seem like it.
Yeah.
The thing is that I'm gonna death abuse in the first checkpoint, and then I have to like zigzag super hard to be able to catch the God Cycle in Sunset Vista, which is the level afterwards. If you don't catch it, you lose like 5 seconds, so we'll see. I'm gonna try to focus.
Yeah, this is a wiggle waggle zone. Nah, since there's no like global cycles in this level, it doesn't matter which checkpoint you death abuse on the previous level, as long as it's like the death abuse itself is fast.
Yeah, just death abuse in the last one because it's convenient.
Yeah, pretty much everyone just does the last one.
Oh, also spinning is faster.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the fastest form of movement is doing spin jumps and zigzagging. You'll know if you're doing it right if Crash does this animation where his arms are up in the air instead of like doing somersaults, doing flips in the air. But you gotta be careful about your spins because there's a thing we call the spin timer, where if you spin too many times, it has to quote unquote cool down and you can't spin for a period of time. I think it's if you just mash square, you can spin 6 times, and then it takes like 10 seconds for the full thing to recharge, with like gaining 1 spin back every 2 seconds. And this is a really cool trick. He gets pushed into the wall, jumps all the way up, and he can walk over the level.
Yep.
It's
It's
a
also
really cool trick.
It's also very easy. So
Yeah, it's very easy. This is something new runners can learn right from the get-go.
I did get the God Cycle by a lot. Did you see that?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
quite a big margin. I saved the like 0.6 on my PV. My PV had a pretty strong boulder dash, so
nice.
yeah. When I saw that, I was like, yeah, I should be good. So getting the God Cycle here means that I pretty much can go for the cycles in the second floor without waiting, which is nice. Cycles on the second floor are real slow.
Yeah. Yeah, spinning does make your hitbox bigger, so you do need to be cautious in some spots. Another thing, when you're up in the out of bounds, he's gonna do it again on the 3rd floor. Is you can't zigzag reliably up there. So the fastest thing you can do is just spin without zigzagging.
Yeah.
You could zigzag up there, but it's way too risky because the thing you're standing on is very, very thin. Yeah, and you'll just fall off and die.
Yeah. I'm just. Oh, by the way, the out of bounds only works in certain spots. Conveniently, the spawn spot is one of them ones that work.
Yeah, that's another thing. So when he first entered the level, if he pressed up or down, like even a little bit, it wouldn't have worked because he would have been off the position you need for it. But luckily you death abuse in Sunset Vista anyway. So for this second one, it's set up conveniently. Just
Yeah.
do the same thing where you don't move up or down.
Yeah, I had to spin 4 times. Well, I personally spin 4 times like that, like jumps and spin. But there's other setups to get that cycle fast. I think you do another one, right? Yeah, you do something different. Tapped.
Yeah, I might. I think I do more spins than necessary, but I'm just used to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a bit of a cycle skip with that second out of bounds. Just want to get it as early as possible.
Yeah, otherwise you have to wait a little bit. But it's very consistent, the way runners do it. Like, you can have your own setup for that, honestly. Still have quite a bit of leeway. Alright, so this is really good.
Yeah. That's the longest level in the game, I think.
Yeah. So time for Koala Kong. If I get really good RNG here, this might be my best Island 2 ever. If I don't, then I'm probably gonna be behind.
Oh, wow. Damn.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
this boss fight is the only boss in the game that's actually not an auto-scroller. It isn't necessarily RNG, but like the manipulation is really weird and sometimes just doesn't work. Like
Yeah.
this, yep. Thank you, Koala Kong.
Yeah, so the thing is with this fight is how long Koala Kong takes until he throws that big boulder that you throw back at him is pseudo-random pretty much. Like, you could manipulate it, but it's not something that's consistent.
Yeah,
It's like pretty much any input you do manipulates this fight. Changes something about how far he goes to the left.
And this is already really bad, so I'm probably losing time. So I'm probably gonna be behind entering Island 3. Which is fine, honestly. This run is still fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is bad.
You can't manipulate the minecarts or anything.
Yeah, mine
Or the
cards are
TNTs.
established. Oh, we can spin jump TNTs though.
Yeah, that's something that's in Crash 1, 2, and 3. It seems to be a lot more in Crash 2, but yeah, you can do it in Crash 1 and 3 as well.
Oh, that's really bad. Yeah, I'm definitely losing like 4 seconds here.
Yeah,
Well,
when all the
Rip.
rip.
Yeah.
Yeah,
alright.
so Whitepaaws is at the point where time lost there really, really matters.
Yeah, I think honestly that's probably Rip run unless I do Red Hot strats. Then it's not.
Heavy machinery. This level can be quite tough. One of the hardest in the run, probably.
Yeah. I got a 2344 Island 2, by the way, so that's... Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
Alright, so... First half is pretty easy, just really straightforward. You just 3D abuse enemies when you need to and zigzag as much as you can. Second half, though, it's where the fun starts.
Yeah, so you got some 3D range on these steam vents, and then the submarine jump that we explained earlier. That's a pretty good way to show it off, just to clear that hole much easier. You can do it without a sub jump, but sub jump obviously just makes it way easier.
Yeah. We just 3D abuse, like, the platform, so we don't have to write it down. To zigzag a lot to get these steam cycles early. I almost fell.
Another submarine jump up here.
Yep, that strat looks really cool.
Yeah, it's one of the more flashy levels in the run.
All right, that was. I'm losing time here because my PB golds, but yeah, that's fine.
All right. And those bouncy platforms at the end are pretty cool too.
I'm 5 seconds behind, so now it's over for reals. Oh, now I died, so...
First death.
Yep. These always patched on good runs, by the way.
Oh yeah, definitely. This level is another one of those evil levels.
Yeah, it shouldn't be that hard, but... I don't know, it just is sometimes.
This is an example of spin invincibility. If you time a spin quite well, you can spin through those little electricity bolts. But even then, they can really screw you over.
Yeah, the thing is that in the air, spin lasts for less frames than on the ground.
Yeah.
As far as
I believe
it's 14.
Yeah.
On the end.
Yeah, if you spin on the ground, it's 21 frames, and if it's in the air, it's 14. So because those electricity things are in the air and you got to jump over the pipes, you don't have very much time to spin through them, so it's really easy to mess it up.
That's fine. It's not a big death anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was only 9 seconds. Alright, time for set BM strats, because I'm gonna go for them.
Nice. Yeah, so ZBM strats are just some cycle skips that were found a while ago, making this part after the death abuse faster.
Alright. Ah, fuck. That's fine. Yeah, I didn't go. I saw like the jump and I was like.
Yeah, on that diagonal jump, you gotta watch out for the scenery because the scenery is dangerous for whatever reason.
Alright, I got them third try.
Yeah, these strats are pretty difficult.
That was extremely sketchy, but that's fine. Nah, that's gonna be like a 12? Yeah, it should be like a 12-second time loss, I believe. Just how much have you used there? It's probably gonna be more than 12. It's fine. If I get a 40 in this marathon, like, I'll be done with marathons forever.
Yeah, he already has the marathon record. He got a 41 something in, or no, it was 42, wasn't it?
Yeah, 42.34 on GDQ, on SGDQ.
Yeah, he ran at SGDQ 2017. Got a really good run.
I did a lot of safe strats back then, but today I'm just going all out.
Yeah. With Toxic Waste, I'd say the biggest problem in this level is zigzagging off the side, because the land you're on is just so linear and you can't really like zigzag all over the place like you might be able to in some other levels. You've really got to make sure you don't veer off to the side while you do it. You've got to keep your zigzag super straight.
Yep. That's by far the hardest part. because well, death abusing in the first checkpoint. If you death abuse in this last checkpoint, you won't be able to 3-cycle this enemy right here. So that's why death abuse in the first one. It's just slightly faster. It's that thing that saves like a second. You don't have to, like, if you're just starting.
Yeah.
But it's important on like high level. So Pinstripe is another auto-scroller.
Yeah, I guess the only really way you can speed up this fight is, well, there's the little skip at the start. He's not going to hit Pinstripe right at the start. He's going to wait until he shoots again. And that just makes the fight shorter. He does less jumping around and stuff.
Yep.
It saves some time. And in the last few hits, you can just try and hit him on the earliest frame possible. You can spin through his bullets.
Yeah,
So
that's
you
what
can
I did.
try and get to him a bit earlier.
You can also like use masks anyway, because like this game doesn't let you keep masks out of boss fights like Insane Trilogy does.
Yeah. Yeah, in Crash 1 OG you get 2 masks at the start of every boss, but you don't keep them out, like it removes your masks.
Yeah, I lost like 30 seconds in those Pinstripe levels. That's a really bad part of the run. Also, I golded Pinstripe.
Nice.
That was like a 0.1 or 0.0 gold.
This is another good level to show off zigzagging, in my opinion, because you can clear these jumps much easier. You're supposed to use these turtles and bounce on them, which causes them to flip over, and then you can bounce on them to get a lot of height for these jumps, but you don't even have to bother with them if you have zigzagging.
Yeah, I tend to bounce on the turtles a lot because it sometimes gives you some small boosts.
Yeah, that's a thing.
So
It's a very, very small optimization.
yeah, it saves a few frames. I got momentum drop when I did the U-turn. If you do the U-turn badly like that, you just get a momentum drop. You have to like press spin more or less like kind of at the same time, or that you press like left and then down. You cannot like immediately turn down, otherwise you'll get a momentum drop.
Yeah, if you want to turn around, the best way is to do a spin and then a U-turn. Like, you're holding up and then you press left and then down, or right and then down, not just up and then down. Yeah, so spin invincibility again off those spikes. Similar to Great Gate and Native Fortress. Just make sure you get off the spike as soon as possible.
Yeah, I'm trying to go for the God Cycle here. Cycles I set up with. Death Abusing in the last checkpoint in High Road.
Yeah, I like the music in this level a lot.
Music in the soul is good. Alright, so death abuse here. You cannot death abuse from the left side because there's an invisible wall, so you have to endure this super long animation. And now... Oh, okay, barely.
A super cycle.
Yeah. I generally do that setup, but there's like a few different setups you can do to get that. I just spin and spin jump and zigzag and I get it sometimes. I know you spin like 4 times.
but it didn't picnic or anything. So yeah, this is a darkness level. The gimmick in this level is that Aku Aku acts as your light source. When you pick him up, he lights up the area. But if you go for too long without getting another mask, it goes dark and you can't see almost anything. And if you get hit, he's your mask, so you lose your light by that also.
I'm gonna go for a dual strat.
Oh, sub jumpless?
Okay. Yep, sub jumpless.
Nice.
Oh, it did freeze. Well, rip. Missed the end of Slippery Climb.
Rip.
I mean, there's really not much going on.
Yeah.
Second half, so you didn't miss too much. Alright, so Jaws. This level is evil.
Yeah.
It killed like 3 runs that were on really good pace.
Just feels like another one of those levels that likes to drop inputs.
Yeah. So I got the mask because I got the sub jumpless lights out cycle. You can get the mask and still get the out cycle here, which is what I went for.
Yeah, there's a pretty tricky cycle he's gonna go for. But you can still get it with getting that mask, so you don't have to do a flame skip later on. The flame skip being the thing we talked about in Temple Ruins.
Yeah, I got it.
You just
anyway.
go on the side of the flame. Nice. And
backwards flame
submarine
skip.
The arrows. Yeah, we call that one backwards flame skip.
I might still be able to catch the God cycle, like the entire God cycle. Maybe? Yeah, nice.
Nice.
My PB doesn't get it. Because I was scared and I just waited on that last cycle. So that loses 2 seconds waiting. So I should save like a couple of seconds on my PB. Cool. So Kojiro CTR, which is well, used to be the record holder for like the longest time in this game. He found a strat for this level at the end that's super hard.
Yeah, it's really aids.
But I just didn't go for it. I was practicing earlier, I got it a few times, but it's really hard. Oh yeah, and this is why we use the green gem.
Yeah, you get this secret path up here with all the lives, and then you can just drop down to the portal and skip that entire level.
Yep.
It's nice because that level is quite long, and it's honestly pretty boring, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's mad. And that's a cutscene we usually skip. But since there's no checkpoints, we cannot death abuse to get rid of it, so...
Yeah, and that's 24 boxes, so if you think of the levels that have like over 50 boxes and you forget to death abuse...
Like Jaws.
How much you lose. Yeah. I think Temple Ruins and Jaws have the most boxes. So if you like forget to death abuse in those levels, it's really costly.
Alright, so this is the second to last boss fight. There's really not much to it, it's basically an auto-scroller.
Yeah, you just want to kill those slimes as fast as possible so he does less animations.
Yeah. He fell through the wind? Alright. So the lab. This is the last level of the game. It's not even that hard, it's just very easy to choke. There's one cycle in particular coming up. Okay, that was a really freaking delayed spin. This one. That can sometimes glitch and so the electricity comes out twice. Yeah. So you can still avoid avoid dying when spinning, but still a choke point there. But now that I'm past that area, I should be okay.
Yeah, once you're past that, it's pretty smooth if you know what you're doing in this level.
Yeah, alright, so death abuse here again, and then this setups the cycles for the second half. Also nice. Diagonal spinning that TNT. Shouldn't. Yeah, okay, I didn't trigger the glitch cycle there, so all good. Also, I dropped my spin there. I was supposed to spin bounce that higher on crate, but whatever.
Oh, it drops my spin there all the time.
So this will be a 40, unless I miss a hit.
Nice.
Yeah, that's insane.
Nice. That's crazy, my dude. Great Hall. This level is irrelevant 90%. It's more of a 100% thing. You come here once you got all the gems, and then you can get the secret ending, but 90% you just finish the level like that.
Yeah, the only strat for Cortex is like going to the front like that. Then you can just like hit the green good things earlier, and like you don't get hit by the blue ones anyway.
Yeah. It's really easy to do. Just want to make sure your finger doesn't like slip on up or else you die.
Yeah. Time is coming up soon, by the way. Like
Yeah, when he hits the last hit.
in like 20 seconds or so. So ready. And time.
Nice, GG.
Yeah, 40-48.
Nice. That's a super good marathon time. That's insane. Yeah, it's the best marathon time ever for this game.
That's 28.6 behind my PB, which is record. So that's like
that's crazy.
insanely good.
Yeah, crazy.
And this time no
Good.
GDQ timer because I was also having my split.
Yeah.
Yeah, funny story is that on SGDQ, they had a slow timer running out for like the first day, first 2 days. So the run, like I apparently got a 41.58, but not really. I ended up getting a 42.34 on like an actual timing. So yeah, that's a funny story.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is wow. I was honestly expecting like I was like, oh, I'll be okay with a 43. I haven't done this category in a while, but wow, 48 is really good.
I honestly thought you were gonna get a good time, like a 41 or maybe even a 40. You're just super consistent.
Yeah, I'm really bad at 100% though. But watch out with Tapped because he's soon to get the record on that.
Yeah, I'm getting close. And then Koji will be beaten in almost everything.